Good evening and welcome along to the first Champions Week finals night of 2022 here at the Online Darts Live League. 6 players about to battle it out for the £6,000 first prize and the trophy and the right to call themselves the first Live League champion of the year. Well, let's see how the players in the field got here. Starting with Jim McEwan, who topped Group A, which was played earlier this week. You can see, though, how tight it was. Those top 4 were all in contention right down until the very end of the day. Owen and Osborne missing out on leg difference. Josh Payne could have gone through in the final game, but he lost it. And Jim McEwan got a straight route through to finals night. He's had his feet up for a couple of days, while the rest of them have been battling it out in Groups B and C. So we'll show you what happened in Group B. And 3 players progressed from this group. And just look at that. Once again, Colin Osborne missed out on legs difference, as did Chaz Barstow. Josh Payne made it through in 3rd place. The only player out of the 6 in the field to have actually lost more games than he's won en route to finals night. And then the Welsh duo, Mike Gillet and Robert Owen, finished 2nd and 1st in that table. So that leaves 2 places, and they were filled from Group C. And Scott Baker and Darryl Pilgrim took them. But again, you see there, another player missing out on legs difference. This time, the 4-time Women's World Champion, Lisa Ashton. She was really, really close to qualifying, but it was Pilgrim and Baker that got the job done. So we will have 2 groups tonight, and these are the fixtures that are ahead. Jim McEwan starting off the evening against Mike Gillett in Group 1. Darryl Pilgrim, the other player in that group. Robert Owen against Scott Baker, the first match in Group 2. Josh Payne, the other player in that group. They'll all play each other once in a round robin. The winner of Group 1 plays the runner-up in Group 2 in the semi-finals and vice versa. And we'll have a 3rd place playoff and a final where the champion will be crowned. So let's get the action underway. Jim McEwan against Mike Gillett is the first match of the evening. Well, this is it then. What the last 5 weeks has been building up to. Finals night on Champions Week. We've seen 48 players in action over the course of the 4 weeks in qualifying for Champions Week. Jim McEwan was the first man to make it through to this finals night. He faces Mike Gillett, the Welshman. 38 years old, although he now resides in Hampshire. So it's a Wales against Scotland affair. The other man in the group is England's Darryl Pilgrim. We'll see him take on McEwan in the 3rd match of the night. In between it, Robert Owen, another Welshman, taking on Scott Baker in the first match of Group 2. Josh Payne, the other player, in action this evening. And Jim McEwan has the darts in the opening leg of the opening match of finals night on Champions Week, live on Sporty Stuff TV. 10 matches coming your way. I'm Chris Murphy talking you through them. It has been a really thrilling, close, dramatic week at the Live League. Jim McEwan, an incredible stat I uncovered that McEwan's had the highest checkout in 9 of the 10 matches that he's played in Group A. He fires in the first maximum.
140.
He won 6 of the 10 games he played. 6 180s is all he managed. Actually has the lowest strike rate for maximums of the 6 players you'll see in action this evening. The highest this week shared by the 2 Welshmen, Robert Owen and Jim's opponent here. He won't be hunting down a second. He'll be coming downstairs.
127.
So down to 90 after a dozen darts. A strong start for Jim McEwan.
85.
The favourite to win overall tonight. Looking at double 15 to clean up the 90 combination. And it's an excellent, excellent start for the Scotsman. Chucky completing a 90 finish. Hit a 180 in the opening leg as well. And he takes the game to Gillett from the off. 1-0. I mentioned that checkout stat. 90% of matches Jim McEwan has hit the highest checkout already. Finished 90 here. He's also got the best checkout percentage of the players in this phase. The only one over the course of the last 5 weeks to have a checkout percentage of more than 40%. And 11 100 plus checkouts from Jim McEwan. 8 of them, quite remarkably, in the 10 games he played this week.
140.
One of a notable point is that the player that's had a couple of days off, going back to last year, having won through Group A, has only actually gone on to win finals night around 1/5 of the time. So it would be breaking the mould, McEwan, if he managed to do that. But he's made a scintillating start to the evening's action. Not much Mike Gillett can do. He gets into a similar range, but when McEwan's about, these kinds of finishes, well, the child's play for Chucky. Sometimes he misses. 60 left, so he'll just tee up double top and hope that Gillett can't supersede his early checkout. Difficult this. Yeah, the way his darts laid down, that would have been a blocker for the Welshman. Jim McEwan usually absolutely mustard on double top. And there he makes the point. He pops tops, he breaks the throw, and he doubles his lead, and it's all going swimmingly for the Scotsman in the opening exchanges of this match. McEwan 2, Gillett 0. He's just easing through here, Jim McEwan, as if he's not even got an opponent. A 14 darter followed by a 13 darter. He's averaging 116.55 right now. The highest average we've had on this Champions Week is Owen's 111.33.
140. 55. Jimmy require 81.
'Well, he's just unbelievable, isn't he? This is a quite remarkable display from the off from Chucky Jim McEwan. 14 darter, 13 darter, 12 darter, 3 out of 3 on the doubles. And Mike Gillett is like a rabbit in the headlights. 115.62 the average going into the final leg.
97.
Jim McEwan's personal best was hit earlier this week against Lisa Ashton. That was 109.
81. 180.
Well, finally, Mike Gillett has something to shout about and something to make our referee Paul Hinks shout about. Apologies if you can't hear him as clearly as you would like to.
41.
I assure you that that will be sorted ASAP.
83.
Not going to fix the microphone or anything, just going to get him to shout a little bit louder. Anyway, Gillett down to 141.
100.
Well, McEwan's now thrown 9 darts and is only down to 279. It's absolutely rubbish by his standards. This is great from Gillett. Couldn't quite complete the combination, but even Jim McEwan in this form can't take out 279. What on earth has happened to McEwan here? May still get a chance. Because double 3 is not where you want to be to save your skin in any game of darts.
100. Might you require 6?
But Gillett has no problem with it at all, and ensures that he will not be whitewashed by Jim McEwan, who came racing out of the blocks but stuttered somewhat in that leg, and Gillett took advantage. 3-1 though still to the Scotsman, who has the darts in leg 5. It has been a pleasure to guide you through this Champions Week. I don't think I've ever seen a week of live league darts where we've experienced so many thrilling finales to the group stages. And just spare a thought for Colin Osborne, the Wizard, who will be kicking himself at not being here tonight, losing out on leg difference to McEwan in Group A. And then on legs 1 to Josh Payne last night in Group B. It will be painful for Osborne. Josh gets his chance to win the Live League on debut, having dropped off the tour last year, the professional tour.
180.
Maybe joy for Jim, because it is a tungsten treat served up by this Tartan Terrier
100.
to kick off the evening's entertainment and to lay down a marker. He will hit this. He hits everything. There is no other possible outcome. Jim McEwan completes the 142 checkout to complete a perfect display of finishing. 4 out of 4 on the doubles, and to lay down a marker, sending out a message to the rest of the group. An average of 107.14. What a way to start the evening's action. Mike Gillett could do nothing to stop Chucky Jim McEwan. Just look at those stats. Take a moment. And Jim McEwan, well, he should take a bow. A brilliant performance from the Scotsman, living up to his favourite mantle right from the off this evening. And he will take some stopping if he carries on like that. We will be back with the first game of Group 2 in a few moments' time. Robert Owen and Scott Baker coming next. welcome back. And if you missed the opening match of the evening, where have you been? A breathless start to the action as Jim McEwan averaged over 107, took out 142 to win the match, beat Mike Gillett 4-1, and didn't miss a single dart at double. Laying down a marker there, Jim. What have the rest of you got? Well, Robert Owen is throwing next. He's up against Scott Baker. This in the other group, the opposite group to that of Jim McEwan, the favourite to win tonight's action and living up to that mantle with that start. But Robert Owen, he's in red hot form coming into this match against Baker. The Welshman produced a record-breaking display himself a couple of nights ago. 111 average, his personal best. He hit 13 180s, the most in a night at the Live League, beating his old Welsh pal Richie Burnett.
First leg, Robert to throw first.
Who hit 12 of an evening back in the old Live League days of 2021. And Owen throwing first.
100.
Oh, we've got Paul Hinks back as well. Good evening, Paul.
60.
Great to have such an esteemed official calling out the scores on finals night on Champions Week.
100.
£6,000 up for grabs for one
100.
of the 6 men duking it out for the right to call themselves the first Live League champion of 2022.
100.
Yeah, it was a remarkable display from Jim McEwan.
81.
In that opening match. Can't say enough about it.
80.
But I'll keep saying plenty about it until we see Jim again. We'll see him again in the next match. He takes on Darryl Pilgrim. He'll fancy that and fancy his
100. Robert
chances
Yurkar,
of booking his spot in the
121.
semi-finals in no time at all. Robert Owen looking for treble 17 and now looking for the bull.
96. Scott Yurkar, 160.
Another. And tops.
120.
Well, that would have hurt Owen.
Robert Yurkar, 25.
Rattling the ring of the bull. Baker almost taking out the 160.
Game shot on the
But
first
Owen
leg.
recovers
Robert Owen.
and holds his throw in the opening leg. Robert Owen, who comes into this evening in red hot form, takes the first leg against
Second
Scott
leg, Scott
Baker.
to throw first. Game on.
17 darter. Jim McEwan's winning legs. I'm going to keep talking about Jim McEwan,
100.
and I will not apologise for it. 14, 13, 12 and 12 in that remarkable victory over Mike Gillett, who has work to do in this group.
95.
In that group, I should say. McEwan takes on Darryl Pilgrim
45.
after this. Owen will then return to meet Josh Payne, who's kind of suffered a dip in form as the week has gone on.
140.
Baker and Owen have met plenty of times over the course of the week. They were both in Group A and Group C together.
60.
And their head-to-head record is perfectly split.
133.
3 wins apiece. Do tell a lie, Owen, of course, was in Group B.
85.
Baker in
Robert
Group C.
Yurkar, 133.
1 win apiece this week and then 2 each last year in meetings at the Live League.
97.
But Owen assaulting the Baker throw here.
133. Robert Yurkar, 36.
To break Baker.
Game shot on the second
Well, he's done
leg.
really well there, Robert Owen. That dart could have been a massive distraction, the way it bounced off the marker and covered, well, the fore segment of the board, basically. Wasn't in the way, but just could have been a distraction. And Owen put it to the back of his mind, focused on the target he needed, and hit it to double his lead in the match, 2-0 to the Welshman.
59. 43. 100. 100. 60. 100.
Oh, great dart from Stack Attack.
180.
The first maximum of this match. A match
70.
in which
Robert
he's
Unicorn
not been matched by his
102.
opponent. Baker not at the races. And
Ian
Robert
on the third leg.
running riot.
Robert Owen.
Owen opens up a 3-leg lead with a lovely 102 checkout for a 15 darter.
Fourth leg Scott to throw first. Game on.
And just like Jim McEwan in the previous match,
96.
dominant start from Robert Owen. They were the two players that most would have looked at before the night started and said,
95.
yeah, the signs are there. Jim was excellent earlier in the week in qualifying from Group A. Robert Owen was
100.
very, very good, particularly on Thursday night. Had an average of more than 100 for the entire evening, a match average of 111 in his
41.
brilliant 4-0 victory over Chaz Barstow. He hit 13 180s in his 4 games that night
98.
as well.
$45. 99. 180. Scott, you require one.
And even when he's out of a leg, he somehow finds his way back into it. Baker can't go out now, so the 180 has given Robert Owen
38.
an opportunity to finish the job here and now. Another. And double 10.
130. Scott, you require 70.
And it was almost 320 points. Checked out in 6 darts.
60.
But Baker can't check out 70
Robert,
points
you
in
require
3
10.
darts. So Owen returns to complete a whitewash win that will as good as put him in the semi-finals. That is difficult
5.
for Robert Owen.
Scott,
He's
you
called
require
Stack
10.
Attack because his darts lay down, so he's able to build on top of them. So high doubles with darts above
No score.
can cause
Robert, you
problems for
require
Robert.
5.
Proved to be the case. He's coming back now, needing 1 and double 2. Double 2, a better double for him.
Game
And he
shot
hits
in
it.
the match. Robert
And he
Owen.
hits Scott Baker hard. A whitewash win for Owen in his opener. 4-0 success, an average of almost 90. That did plummet towards the end because of those missed darts at double in the final leg, but he did cross the line in the end. A 102 checkout, the high point for him. And it is the perfect start for Robert Owen and a disastrous start for Scott Baker, who has an awful lot of work to do in Group 2. But it is back to Group 1 after this with Jim McEwan, who was magic in his opening match. He's looking to book his place in the semi-finals when he takes on Darryl Pilgrim. welcome back to this Super Saturday at the Live League. What a start to the darts this evening. Jim McEwan with a thumping victory, 4-1 over Mike Gillet, an average of 107.14, and then Robert Owen whitewashing Scott Baker in his first match. That's in Group 2. We're back to Group 1 now, and back to McEwan, who can secure his spot in the semi-finals if he can see off Darryl Pilgrim. Here he is, Chucky. And didn't he chuck well in that first match of the night? The enormous average, his third best ever in his career. His other two have also come this week. What form Jimmy's in. Darryl Pilgrim, though, well, he's not done badly either in getting to finals night. Pilgrim and McEwan have had coming into finals night the same record, 60%
to throw first.
win success.
Game on.
1-6, lost 4 in qualifying. You can also expect
134.
some big checkouts in this match. We saw McEwan sign off his opener with that fabulous 142.
$45.
He's now on a run of having had the highest checkout in 10 of the last 11 matches that he's played. Win or lose, Jim McEwan.
115.
Darryl Pilgrim has had the higher checkout in 8 of the last 10 he has played, so something has got to give here.
$85. $174.
Well, Pilgrim is going to give it a go. 174 to set up the 78 checkout. McEwan not matching up yet to the fireworks that he produced
100.
in the first match.
That'll you require 78.
And maybe the beard to be feared can take advantage of the slow start from the Scotsman. Yes, Darryl. Yes, he can.
First leg. Darryl Pilgrim.
A 1-0 lead for Pilgrim. And Jim McEwan not racing out of the blocks as quickly as he did in the opener. Pilgrim makes him pay.
Game on.
Only a hold of throw. But nice 78 out, and he went out in a dozen darts as well there, Darryl.
99. $100.
From the Surrey area, played in the UK Open. A couple of
100.
times. Reached the last 64 in 2018. That was a year that Robert Owen, who we'll see again next, reached the semi-finals. The beast from the east was in town in Minehead that weekend. It was played behind closed doors, the event. Who would have known that it was a precursor for things to come? Hopefully those days are behind us now.
$92. $100.
Well, only a ton. McEwan keeping the advantage in this leg.
$115.
Spoke about those checkout stats and how each player usually gets the highest checkout in their games. We might start to see a bit of a race
125.
here.
Jim, you require
So-
95.
Darryl Pilgrim checked out 78 in the opening leg. He's got choices here, 76 remaining. I think he's old school, Jim. I think he'll go for a treble. Or is it double 18? About halfway between both. Make your mind up,
71.
Jim.
That'll you require 98.
Treble 20 for double 19.
Game shot on the
Oh, that was
second leg.
affirmative, wasn't
Darryl
it, from
Pilgrim.
Darryl Pilgrim? A 98 out in 2 darts, and he doubles his lead, and it was all looking so easy for Jim McEwan.
Third leg, Darryl to throw first. Game on.
Looking more difficult now.
96.
Darryl Pilgrim in that run at the UK Open back in 2018. Only lost out in a last leg decider to Steve West. Having beaten the young Dutchman Gert Nenchers in the previous
81.
round. Lost 10-9 to West. Arrived in the base from the east and was knocked out by West the Pest.
96.
I would have felt that way to Pilgrim on that day. So close, but yet so far. Jim McEwan came into this match knowing that if he won it, he'd be in the semi-finals. He can still win it, but if not a mountain, he certainly has a hill to climb.
$28. $58.
McEwan, you will see, is the most methodical thrower of the players on show this evening. Pilgrim pace here. As he lands a maximum. And us darts commentators, when we say it's a more methodical thrower, what we actually mean is he's the slower thrower. Just a nicer way of putting it.
58. W require 101.
Averaging 110 at this point. Can he take out 101?
85.
Push the wire, but not being pushed by his opponent in this match. Having won 4-1, Jim McEwan may find himself with a negative leg difference. The end of this.
140. W require 16.
We'll keep you up to date with the permutations as the evening goes on.
8.
Might be about
Jim
to get a
Milgram,
little bit easier
68.
for Jim McEwan. Mike Gillett and Darryl Pilgrim still have to play each other in this group. He's got to go 15s here. Only just in. Bull.
43. W require 8.
Shake of the head from the Scot, who couldn't find the little red target in the middle of the board.
Game shot on the third leg.
And Pilgrim
Darryl Pilgrim.
finds that red bed. Double 2, and is now just one leg away from whitewashing Jim McEwan. Who would have thought that after that dazzling display in his opener?
Fourth leg, Jim to throw first. Game on.
He's averaging 23 points less
134.
than he did in his opening match, Jim McEwan right now.
$100. 140.
Starting to do something about it. Has only had one dart at double in this match. Pilgrim has dominated the game.
91.
Messed around a little bit in the previous leg. That dart at double was only at the bull as well for McEwan.
100. 97. Jimmy require 127.
So to get in the game, 127. Wayward darts, nothing like the pinpoint
59.
accuracy he was producing in match one. Gets down to a 68 finish. It's the same finish he left in the previous leg. He hit a treble one and only got a dart at the bull then.
100. Jimmy require 68.
This time there's no messing from McEwan. This
Game
time
on the fourth leg.
there's no missing from McEwan. A 68 out to avoid a 4-0 defeat, and that could be crucial come the end of this group.
Fifth leg, Darryl to throw first. Game on.
We could yet end up in the bananas
77.
situation where all three players in the group enjoy a 4-1 victory. And then we have to go to the averages to separate them. Well, that 107 from Jim McEwan
125.
will really inflate his for the evening. Mike Gillett and Darryl Pilgrim still to
59.
play in Group 1. In Group 2, Josh Payne will meet Robert Owen after this match, and then Scott Baker will take on Payne. Owen as good as through with a 4-0 win. That was over Baker.
$137. 100. $39. 100.
Speaking of the prospect of all of the players having 4-1 wins in this group, but Jim
99.
McEwan
Jim Newcar 126.
still thinks he can win this match despite being 3-0 down. Treble 19. And still. Well, would have got himself a dart at the bullseye and he found it with one of his first two darts.
58. W Newcar 90.
Now Pilgrim, don't do what Michael van Gerwen did at the UK Open this afternoon. Start on the 20s and then hit double 15.
Game shot on the
That's how
match.
to do it.
Darryl Pilgrim.
And Jim McEwan, who enjoyed a walloping 4-1 win in his opening match, is walloped 4-1 in his second match. And this group all of a sudden has become very, very interesting and intriguing. And McEwan is not yet through. Darryl Pilgrim will play Mike Gillet in the final match of Group 1. And Gillett could still get through. If he wins 4-0 or maybe even 4-1, it'll go to the averages. But Pilgrim can put himself and McEwan through if he beats Gillet in that match. Before that, though, Robert Owen will take on Josh Payne in the second match of Group 2. Owen needing just one more leg to book his spot in the semi-finals. Welcome back to the action here at the Online Darts Live League, where it is finals night on Champions Week. And the last remaining player to see is Josh Payne, a man who dropped off the professional tour last year, a winner of 2 PDC Pro Tour titles, and he's going to take on Robert Owen, who needs just one more leg to be the first man secured of a spot in the semi-finals. Owen defeated Scott Baker 4-0 in his opening match, a man who 4 years ago was playing in the UK Open semi-finals. Will he get to the Live League finals this evening? Only needs a leg to do it after that whitewash win over Baker. Just before we get into this match, I'm going to put you in the picture about how things are in Group 1, because we've had 2 4-1 wins, one of them for Jim McEwan and one of them against Jim McEwan. Mike Gillett, who was on the wrong end of it, Darryl Pilgrim was on the right end of it. They play each other in the final match of that group. After this,
100.
If Pilgrim wins against Mike Gillett, then he goes through in first place, with Jim going with him in second.
180.
I should probably park that just in case Robert
57.
Owen goes on, hits a 9-darter. Anyway, if Mike Gillett can win 4-0, he will
100.
go through in first place, with Jim McEwan in second. If Mike Gillett can win 4-1, then all 3 places will
93.
be decided on the averages for the matches they've played in that group. And if Mike wins 4-2 or 4-3, then it won't be enough
65.
for him to go through, and Darryl and Jim will go through. We'll repeat that at the start of that match. But the maximum, Josh Payne, has responded to his opponent's maximum.
$80. Joshua requires 71.
And left himself a nice 71 checkout to hold on to his throw. Double 10 now required.
Game shot on the first
Nicely
leg.
done.
Josh
Payne wasn't looking like he was in that leg, but all of a sudden a 180 followed by a 71 checkout has seen him win it and hold on to his throw.
To throw first. Game on.
The first leg that Robert Owen has lost this evening. Remember, just one more leg
60.
would see Owen advance to the semi-finals.
$100. $83. $100. $60. $59. $41.
Payne now making a move on the Owen throw.
140.
We're not going to get a situation, surely, are we, where all 3 matches in one group are 4-1 and all 3 in the other group are 4-0.
140. Joshua require 102.
Treble 14.
$54. Robert, you require 117.
So this to reach the last 4. Can't complete the combo. We'll have to wait.
59. Josh, you require 48.
Just needs one leg. Robert Owen. But it won't be
Game shot
this
on the
leg.
second leg.
Josh
Josh
Payne
Payne.
breaks. And all of a sudden, it's starting to look ominous for Owen. Payne now has the darts to open up a 3-leg lead. And a whitewash
Good leg,
win
Josh, you throw first. Game on.
would make it very, very interesting. Remember, the way things are done here at the Live League, when players are level on
100.
points, it goes to legs difference, then legs won. If you can't be separated after that, then it's averages. Who said averages don't matter?
100.
They may matter an awful lot tonight. Not the only darts
59.
going on today. It's been another wonderful day's action at the UK Open finals in Minehead, where I mentioned
41.
Robert Owen was 4 years ago, reaching the semis. 2-9 darters today at the UK Open.
58.
Here's an interesting little fun fact. March the 5th has now seen 5 9 darters hit
180.
on this darting date as Owen lands a 180. And Payne piles in one of his own. 2-2 in that department. Yeah, today at the UK Open, James Wade and Michael Smith producing perfect legs.
140. Joshua
Last year, Sebastian Bieletsky hit one. He's in the quarterfinals of this year's tournament, by the way, as Payne looks for double 14.
76. Robert, you require 40.
But Owen needs double 10
Game shot on
and
the
gets
third
double
leg.
10.
Robert
And that
Owen.
is the double that secures his spot in the semi-finals. Robert Owen advances to the last 4. He will definitely play in the semi-finals, having won his first
Robert,
match
you throw
4-0.
first. Game on.
May yet do it by topping the group, because that was a breaker throw as well. Josh Payne.
135.
How he would love a win to take in to his last match against Scott Baker, knowing that another
180.
will take him through with Robert. Well, I was talking about the fact
96.
we've had 5 perfect legs on this darting date. Josh Payne not about to make it 6. Yeah, sorry, today James Wade, Michael Smith. Last year, Sebastian
100.
Bieletsky and Jitse van der Waal. And back in 2016, Michael van Gerwen.
100.
Well, no 9 darter in this leg, but 2 180s from Josh Payne.
$140. Josh, you require 41. One.
Well, they were some way off.
Robert, you require 30.
Owen chose to leave 30 by hitting a 140 in his previous visit.
No score.
Oh,
Josh,
he
you
wasn't
require
happy.
40.
Not a happy chap. He should be, Robert. You're through. Doesn't matter what happens from here in this match.
$20. Robert, you require 30.
Trouble on the doubles for the pair of them.
Game shot on the
But Owen
fourth
finds
leg.
it and he levels the
Robert
match.
Owen.
Josh Payne in desperate need of a victory. Robert Owen just relaxing now. Doesn't look a relaxed man, does he? But he can relax.
First, game on.
Already through to the semi-finals.
121. $86. 40. 100. 81. 80. 99. 66. Joshua require 160.
Well, a bit of time on his side after that substandard visit by Owen. He's blocked any kind of entry to that bed, surely.
100.
What do I know? If you don't like the way the table is set, turn over the table.
121. Joshua require 60.
Tops for 3-2. Nicely
Game
done.
on the fifth leg. Josh Payne.
A calm head kept by Josh Payne there as he gets ahead in the match and moves within a leg of what could be a crucial victory.
Six leg Robert to throw first. Game on.
Whatever happens, it's going to come down to his match against Scott
54.
Baker, but he'll be in a much better position. With points. However, having said that,
100.
he's already picked up 3 legs. Baker didn't pick up any, did he, against Robert Owen? So it is looking up for Josh Payne. It's looking bad for Baker.
58. 97. 100.
Coming up next, that last match in Group 1, Mike Gillett against Darryl Pilgrim.
59.
Baker takes on Payne before we have the semi-finals.
180.
Should get away around midnight.
145. Robert, you require 109.
7 180s in this match now. Double 16.
93. Joshua require 100.
For victory.
90. Robert, you require 16.
To deny victory.
12.
Always tricky
Joshua
the way his
require
dart
10.
lent in. Double 5. Payne
Game shot
pins
on the
it.
match. Josh Payne.
And Payne wins it. Robert Owen already through to the semi-finals, but goes down in his second match 4-2 against Josh Payne. The Welshman won his first match 4-0, so has done enough to qualify, having picked up a couple of legs in that game. Payne through with a decent display, a 93 average. Had he not missed all of those darts at double, it would have been much higher than that as well. 4 180s in there for him, 7 in total in the match, and it all augurs well for Payne ahead of his final game against Scott Baker. That's coming up in around 20 minutes' time. Before it, Mike Gillett takes on Darryl Pilgrim in the final match of Group 1. welcome back to the action here at the Live League. It is Champions Week, it is finals night, and we have the last match of Group 1, where Mike Gillett has an awful lot of work to do if he is to reach the semi-finals. Gillett taking on Darryl Pilgrim in the 5th game of the evening. Pilgrim defeated Mcewen 4-1 after Mcewen had beaten Gillet 4-1 with an astonishing display of doubling. 4 out of 4 on the checkouts, including a 1-4-2 finish to win the match. 107.14 average for Mcewen that left Gillet with a mountain to climb, but Pilgrim then beat Mcewen by the same scoreline. So let me put you in the picture. Let me tell you what Mike needs.
First leg, it's Mike to throw first.
He must win.
Game on.
4-0 or 4-1. It is much simpler if he wins 4-0 because he will go through with Mcewen. Pilgrim will be booted out. If he wins 4-1,
55.
then there will be a slight delay in me telling you who has gone through because all 3 places in this group will be decided on averages over the evening. Now, Mcewen had an average of 107.14 and an average of 89.45. It's going to take a lot to stop him getting through in that scenario.
93.
Any other win for Mike isn't enough. Pilgrim will win the group. Mcewen will come second, and of course, any Pilgrim win, then he will win the group with Mcewen in second as well. So that is exactly what the Welshman did not wish to witness. So that's exactly the way the Welshman wished to respond.
$93. 133.
Absolutely brilliant.
That'll you require 94.
Back end of the leg from Mike Gillett, but will it amount to anything? 19s. Bullseye.
69. Mike, you require 40.
Whistled past the wire. Gillett, he knows how big it is. Every leg is huge for Mike Gillett here. And
30.
maybe, just maybe, that amounted to too much tungsten tension.
25.
The third dart, to be fair, was well thrown. Eclipsed the wire, didn't it? But Pilgrim has the opportunity now to break throw in leg 1.
21. Mike, you require 10.
Couldn't manage it. So close to the double 5 with his previous visit. Now he's the wrong side of the wire. Inside. And gets just one more dart, double in the visit. But that's all he needs.
First leg. Mike Gillett.
Gillett has gotten the first leg. And this is such an interesting, intriguing scenario here. Mike Gillett needs to win 4-0, really.
To throw first. Game on.
So the so-called easy bit done. It wasn't easy. Had to rely
100
on 3 darts missed by his opponent before going out in kind of nervy fashion on double 2. If you're down on double 2, something's gone wrong, hasn't it? Usually. Now the difficult part. The first of
100.
2 required breaks of throw.
$134. 58. 97. 28. Mike, you require 170.
Well, he has taken the darts, and he's going to have a stab at the maximum checkout. I can't believe he was looking to see if that was in.
83.
Come on, Mike, you're better than that.
$96. Mike, you require 87.
So 87 to get that all-important first break. 20 or treble. Oh, he finds the wrong treble.
47.
Does it spell
That'll
trouble?
require 119.
60. Well, the pair of them are just
43.
seemingly suffering from
require
darting
40.
duress.
Game shot on the second
That will
leg.
calm Mike Gillet down. A two-leg lead, a breaker throw. He pins tops, and it's edging closer to that 4-0 win
throw first. Game
that he
on.
needs to go through. Darryl in disbelief at the back of the
59.
hockey. He'd actually go through as the group winner
134.
if he won this match 4-0. Mike Gillett, and would play in our first semi-final against the runner-up of Group 2.
180. $140.
In a good position to go and get that whitewash win at the moment.
134. $137. Mike Dakar 128.
But may have to take this out. And isn't going to. So Pilgrim can come back. Such a strange
56.
position for Gillett to
That'll
be in.
require
Every leg
90.
won is a step closer to qualification, but lose one, you're likely out. And he might be
Game
out
shot on the third leg.
because Darryl Pilgrim
Darryl Pilgrim.
has taken out 90 and got a leg on the board, and now the best that Mike Gillett can hope for is a 4-1 victory, in which case
Fourth leg Darryl to throw first. Game on.
all three positions in this group will be decided on averages. Another leg for
97.
Pilgrim, and Mike's on his bike.
$134. $43. $96. $60. $59. $134.
Reminder, Gillett needs a 4-1 win to have any chance, but he also needs to up his
134.
average.
That'll require 167.
None of that will matter. If Pilgrim completes this combination, he won't.
96. Mike requires 78.
20 for tops. In it
for the
goes, and
fourth
Mike
leg.
Gillett
Mike
is
Gillett.
still in it, only just. He's one leg away from that 4-1 victory that would see this group decided on averages.
Fifth leg Mike to throw first.
And he
Game
has the
on.
darts in leg 5. Well, well, well. Jim McEwan averaged across his 2
41.
games 97.97.
$83.
After that 4th leg, Darryl Pilgrim was averaging
140.
95.04 and Mike Gillett was averaging 90.71. He needs something spectacular from here.
85.
The young Welshman.
$100.
Got no idea why I just called him young. It's all relative, I suppose, isn't it? Young compared to Jim McEwan.
58.
38 years of age, Mike Gillett. Can Mike fill it?
125.
Well, Pilgrim can.
Might require 95.
So, for the 4-1. Well, it's 76. He could go 2 double 19s. I think that's what he is doing. I can't believe he's not gone for double-double.
55.
Had it not been
require 95.
2 double 19s, double 18, double top. Pilgrim goes for the bull route. And he gets a dart at double 5.
90.
And it's missed
Might
by the
require
width of the
40.
wire. Jim McEwan is going to be
He's shown
through.
the match.
Mike Gillett wins
Mike
the match
Gillett.
4-1. Every single player in this group has won a match 4-1. I'm going to start tapping numbers into the calculator here. But there you see, Mike Gillett, a 4-1 victor over Darryl Pilgrim, who averages 95.23 to Gillett's 95.79. Well, he's had a higher average than Gillett in both matches. So by my quick sums, that suggests that Pilgrim is through alongside Jim McEwan. I can't say how any other outcome is possible, but I'm just getting confirmation now. Mike Gillett, a 4-1 winner, but it looks like he is going out on averages. That's how close it is. And there we see confirmation. Jim McEwan, 97.97. Darryl Pilgrim, 95.46. And Mike Gillett, 91.09. Bowing out on averages. What a way to end the group. We've got the end of Group 2 coming up after this. Well, welcome back to finals night on Champions Week, and every group this week in qualifying for finals night has gone right down to the wire, and the players have been separated by leg difference, legs won, and now tonight at finals night we've just had a group where all three players were separated by their averages. That's what we've just witnessed in Group 1 after all three players had 4-1 wins. Jim McEwan and Darryl Pilgrim going through. Mike Gillet, the unfortunate party. It's a little bit simpler in Group 2. Scott Baker taking on Josh Payne. And Scott simply must win 4-0.
First leg, it's Scott's to throw first. Game on.
If he cannot complete a whitewash win,
100.
then he will head home. And Payne and Owen will advance.
125.
To the semi-finals. Payne having beaten Owen in the last match 4-2, but Owen beat Baker
58.
4-0 earlier this evening. So one leg is enough for Josh Payne to qualify. Any win would see the maximum top the group with maximum points.
100.
And Robert Owen, as we know, is already through, but in which position
140
remains to be seen. Jim McEwan will play the first semi-final, having topped
60. Joshua Carr,
Group 1, having had the highest average, inflated by that 107 superb start that he had in his opening match, the opening match of this evening's action.
97. 97. Joshua Carr, 58.
Well, we might be about to find out the identity of our final semi-finalists.
47.
Or maybe not.
Scott,
Josh Payne getting in trouble there. Ball for Baker. And he finds it.
Scott Baker.
Scott Baker has pinned the ball. Taken out the 86. After Payne and missed a couple of darts at double 11.
Game on.
Saving his throw, and so far, saving his bacon.
140. 29. 140. 60. 57. 140. Joshua Carr, 164.
So here we go again. A chance to put Baker away.
132.
Payne will come back with 3 darts at double 16 to end Baker's stay at finals
60.
night.
Joshua Carr, 32.
And to put himself through to the semi-finals. Well, once again, he's found the wrong thing. He hit the wrong thing. Josh Payne. Can he put it right?
16.
Finding himself in all sorts of bother on the outer ring. Baker out of nowhere won the last leg.
Joshua
Surely
Carr,
not.
16.
Surely not.
No score.
Surely
Scott.
Scott.
72.
Baker breathes again. Double 12. Double 6.
Game
This
shot
is
on the second
absolutely
leg.
bonkers.
Scott Baker.
Well, Josh Payne has missed more darts at double, and Baker, once again, coming from nowhere in a leg to win it. He now leads 2-0, and he
Red
could
leg
yet
stops
get
to
the
throw
4-0
first.
win that
Game
he
on.
needs to qualify. Payne, across
100.
those two legs, has missed 7 darts at double. Many of them caused by hitting a double 18 when he wanted a
45.
single 18, and then hitting a double 7 when going for double 16.
$41.
Baker the burglar so far.
180.
First 180 of the match goes the way of Payne, who starts to run away once again in a leg.
60. $140.
And once again, Payne is down to a finish first, as he has been in each of the previous legs as
100.
well. And
Joshua
Baker
Clark,
not on a finish.
136.
Let's try again.
$58.
He doesn't leave it as handy as he would have liked.
100. Joshua requires 78.
Should get at least one more dart at double. It is just the one. At tops.
38.
It's an 8th
Scott
dart
Uruguay,
missed at
100.
double. Scott Baker has taken advantage of the previous 7,
80.
but not this
Joshua
time.
requires 40.
The mods miss. Could be the kiss of death. Well,
20.
I cannot believe what
Scott
I'm witnessing
Uruguay,
here.
20.
Josh Payne has now missed 11 darts. Double 5. Surely,
No
surely now Josh Payne
Joshua requires 20.
will seal his spot in the semi-finals at the expense of his opponent in this match. And there it is.
Josh Payne.
Well, I said it last night, but I'll say it again. Pain relief, isn't it? He can breathe a huge sigh after almost falling to pieces, crumbling against Baker. But finally, Josh Payne pins a double at the 14th attempt
57.
in this match. He could have won all of the 3 legs that have been played with ease. Baker may yet go on to win the match,
60.
but he won't be going through to the semi-finals. That will be Robert Owen and Josh Payne.
100.
Jim McEwan, the winner of Group 1, will take on the runner-up in this group. If Baker wins this game, that will be Payne.
140.
There'll be a 10-minute break after this match before we have that semi-final.
140.
Close inspection from Paul Hinks to make sure he called the right score.
57.
If Payne can turn around the scoreline and get what he probably
119.
feels he deserves here.
100. Joshua require 85.
And he may yet top the group.
45.
But he can't find tops.
Scott, you require 144. 80. Joshua require 40. Game shot on the 4th leg.
Well, he's missing
Josh
by
Payne.
miles until eventually he hits here, Josh Payne. But he has hit twice now, and he's tied up the match at 2 apiece. And he could yet go on and win the match and therefore top the group.
First, game on.
And playing the second semi-final against Darryl Pilgrim.
83. $57. 140. 56. 121.
'Payne and Baker did play in Group A earlier this week and had one
81.
victory apiece. So whitewash win actually was achieved by Baker in their first meeting, but Payne beat him 4-1 the second time they played.
97. 41. Scott requires 60.
So 60 for Baker to regain the advantage in this match. Double 10.
Game shot on the fifth leg.
And he
Scott
finds
Baker.
it and gets himself in front. Playing just for pride now, Scott Baker. But if he does win this match, it will determine
Six leg Josh
who finishes first and who
Game
finishes
on.
second in the group.
$100.
I would still suggest, despite his 4-1 defeat against
97.
Darryl Pilgrim, that probably you would rather avoid Jim McEwan in the semi-finals if you could. So winning the group is what would do that for Josh.
100.
Has been a quite remarkable evening.
60.
It's been an incredible week. Colin Osborne, I mentioned earlier tonight, has twice missed out, despite having the same amount of points as a progressing player.
100.
In Group A, he missed out on legs difference. In Group B, he missed out on legs 1. In Group C, Lisa Ashton missed out
60.
on reaching finals night on leg difference. And then tonight, we've seen Mike Gillett miss out by virtue of having the lowest average in his games in Group 1.
105.
After all three players all had a 4-1 victory apiece.
100. Joshua required 96.
Good guide. Tried to use it, couldn't quite.
88.
Leaves himself double 4.
100. Joshua required 8. 6.
More misses.
Scott, you require 84.
And that will be a worry. He's going through at the semi-finals, but what kind of place is he going to be in? Can't be confident. He's missed 19 darts at double.
Game shot on the match.
And he's
Scott
lost the
Baker.
match. Scott Baker winning 4-2 after Josh Payne suffered a severe bout of double trouble. There you see 19 darts missed at the outer ring. Had darts in every leg. And that's why his average has slipped below 80 there. But despite the victory for Baker, he bows out. It is Payne that goes through in second place behind Robert Owen. So Josh Payne will be back in 10 minutes' time to take on Jim McEwan in the first of our semi-finals. Then it will be Robert Owen and Darryl Pilgrim. 4 men remain in the race to pick up the £6,000 first prize and to be crowned the first Live League champion of 2022. The action resumes in around 10 minutes' time. Well, here we go then. 4 players remain in the race to be crowned the first live league champion of 2022. Josh Payne, Jim McEwan, Darryl Pilgrim and Robert Owen are the final 4 in Phase 1 on Champions Week of this year's live league action. Which one of them will pick up the £6,000 first prize? Well, you're going to get a little bit closer to finding out over the next half an hour or so. Payne takes on McEwan in the first semi-final. Then it will be Owen against Pilgrim. And Chucky, Jim McEwan and Darryl Pilgrim got through that incredible Group 1 because they had the best averages. Poor old Mike Gillett bowing out after all 3 players enjoyed 4-1 victories. Jim went through.
First leg is Jim to throw first. Game on.
As the group winner. Couldn't be split, obviously, by points. Leg difference, legs won, so it went down to the averages. Jim's average for the evening is 97.97. Bit more than that now. Darryl had 95.04, and then Mike at 90.71 had to exit the arena.
100.
McEwan entered the arena with a stunning display against Mike Gillett, a 4-1 win in which he averaged 107.14. I thought he might have been up to something stunning there, the Scotsman.
140.
Just the 140 to follow the maximum. Jim's third of the evening. Robert Owen has rattled in 5.
60.
Josh Payne's had 4. Well, this is the McEwan of match 1.
127.
Against Gillet rather than the Jim we saw in match 2 against Pilgrim. Was whitewashed by Josh Payne in their first meeting earlier this week.
121. Jim, you
Put things right the next day when he beat Payne 4-3. It looks like he's put things right on the practice board.
14.
We'll be back to go out in 13, 14 or 15 darts.
85. Jim, you require 40. Game shot on
And
the
in
first
goes
leg.
tops.
Jim McEwan.
And McEwan takes the opening leg of this semi-final. Every match, a race to 4 legs. And
Second leg,
McEwan
Josh to throw first. Game
looking
on.
to be the master at the live league.
$125. 43. 45.
'Strange night it's been. Strange night to watch. It must be a
97.
strange night to play in. Spoken about McEwan's 4-1 win followed by a 4-1 defeat with a much worse performance.
81.
Josh Payne, he managed to beat Robert Owen 4-2. But then missed 19 darts at double. Defeat to Scott Baker
38.
by the same scoreline. Lucky for him, Baker was bageled by Owen earlier in the evening.
134.
He's missed across 2 matches, Josh Payne. 28 darts at double. And that will not...
47. Joshua require 116.
Winning the title. You can be sure of that. Well, Jim McEwan, I said in leg 1, was the McEwan of match 1, but in leg 2, he's the McEwan of match 2. .38.47.
Joshua require 56.
A score of 60 is an improvement on the previous couple of visits. Now, what Josh Payne really needs is this straight in, no messing. And again, it's a massive miss. It's a street away.
Game shot on this second leg. Josh Payne.
But he knocks on the right door there, and Josh Payne finally gets a double hit quickly in a game tonight.
Jim to throw first. Game on.
Payne pins tops and levels up. There is some encouragement for Josh Payne because Jim McEwan was totally off his game in that previous leg.
$140.
Seems to be starting to get back on it, doesn't he?
$85.
Tenacious Scotsman who we've seen on the PDC Pro Tour. Plays his darts on the Challenge Tour, but has filled in when tour card holders have opted not to or have been unable
16.
to play. He's had some highlights as well, Jim McEwan. Managed to hit a 9-darter at a Players' Championship event last year against Raymond van Barneveld, no
39.
less. Has 2 Challenge Tour titles to his name. Has been a regular at the Live League and would love to pick up the crown at the end of the evening.
140.
To join the former Live League champions, Richie Burnett, Jim Williams, Chaz Barstow,
Jim
his fellow Scots, Robert Thornton, and Canada's Matt Campbell, all Champions Week winners in 2021. Will he go for the bull? Of course he will.
136.
He's the man for a big checkout in this pack.
$95.
He's packing a punch once again.
Game shot on
Jim
the third
McEwan
leg.
out in 14 darts.
McEwan.
Restores his advantage in this match. A 2-1 lead for the Scotsman, who is now 2 legs away from the final.
Fourth leg, Josh to throw first. Game on.
Payne just taking his time before getting back to business here. Straight knockout at this stage. No permutations to worry about. There is
97.
a 3rd place playoff. On finals night.
$140.
And a difference in money as well. 3rd place picks up £2,000. 4th place will pick up £1,500. The departing Mike Gillett and Scott Baker have taken
28.
£1,000 apiece away from this evening's £15,000 prize fund. 6 of it going to the winner and £3,000 to the runner-up.
$100. $98. 100. $60. Jim Newcar 161.
Well, he had a go at this in the last leg. Missed the bull. If at first you don't succeed, try. You can't try for the bull again.
97.
But he is poised to break Payne here.
$134. Jim requires 64.
This could be a huge moment. Double top. Big
Huge
darts.
shot on the fourth leg. Jim McEwan.
Big move from McEwan, who is now one leg away from booking his place in the final. And he has the darts in this
Jim
leg.
Through first. Game on.
64 finish. He's been so clinical with his checkouts, not just tonight, not just this week, but over the entire phase, the first phase of 2022. And he's moving ever closer
100.
to being crowned the first Live League champion of 2022.
$81. $60. $58.
Josh Payne must win all three remaining legs and will have to break in two of them. Otherwise, he will be playing in the third place playoff in a couple of games' time.
60. $60. $42.
It was his doubling that was deserting him in the previous matches, Josh Payne. But he still managed to make it through. But the scoring's gone in this one. Hasn't had a score
109.
of 140 yet in this match. That's his seventh score of 100 or more. But no 140s, no 180s.
133.
And Jim McEwan is enjoying two treble turns. Time and time again. When he'll only need one treble to get a dart to win the match in his next turn.
96. Jimmy require 106.
Treble 18. Can't find a treble, so Josh Payne will have the opportunity to get one of those breaks he needs.
41. Joshua require 97.
Treble 19 for Payne. Off the mark, treble 18.
39.
It's looking like a third place
65.
playoff for Josh, and it's looking like a final for Jim.
Game shot on
McEwan marches on.
Jim McEwan.
He is in the final. A 4-1 victory over Josh Payne, who will play in the third place playoff instead. McEwan with a comfortable victory. Josh Payne just could not get going in that match. His doubling was troubling earlier in the evening, but then his scoring slipped away. No 180s, no 140s even for Josh Payne. and Jim McEwan kind of won it at a canter. Payne will be back, as I said, for the third place playoff. McEwan will be back for the final. Who will he play? We will find out very, very shortly as Robert Owen plays in our second semi-final against Darryl Pilgrim. Jim McEwan has advanced to the final of Champions Week here at the Online Darts Live League. Who will join him? Will it be Robert Owen, who was runner-up in the final of the very last Champions Week of last year, or can Darryl Pilgrim put himself in the position to take on Jim McEwan, who he beat 4-1 earlier this evening? Well, Pilgrim there. The man that we've nicknamed here at the Live League the beard to be feared. One we've borrowed from Simon Whitlock. Maybe have to give to Scott Waits. For those of you who've been watching the UK Open will have seen that. Excellent effort. But it's been an excellent effort from both players in getting to the semi-finals. Robert Owen whitewashing Scott Baker earlier this evening. And then despite a 4-2 defeat to Josh Payne, eased through to the last
First
four.
leg, Robert to throw first.
And we've seen some
Game
real
on.
highlights from the Welshman, Stack Attack, who has been a Live League participant from the very start. And the closest he came to picking up the
81.
crown was as runner-up to Matt Campbell in Champions Week at the end of 2021. Has won weeks, has won finals nights before.
140.
Won week 3 of that phase.
$81.
Won week 1 of phase 4 last year. And also won week 3 of this phase to get through to finals night, to get through to Champions Week, should I say. Where Darryl Pilgrim
57.
finished third in what is an all-important third place playoff in the weeks leading up to Champions Week. Still an importance tonight, £500 difference in prize money for Josh Payne or the
140.
loser of this match.
$96.
Pilgrim and
59.
Owen, despite qualifying together from the same group, actually only met once in week 3. And Robert Owen
90.
got
Robert
himself a
Uruguay,
whitewash win
140.
over Pilgrim. He's looking for the first leg here, not going to take out the 140, so a chance for Darryl to break.
100. Darryl Uruguay, 118.
And it was this semi-final stage that Robert Owen beat Pilgrim in. So bad memories for Darryl.
98.
And he
Robert
misses a
Uruguay,
dart
40.
to get a first leg against Owen. Not just in this match, ever in the Live League. But he gets a
20.
leg up
Darryl Uruguay,
from
20.
Owen. Can he get a leg up on Owen? He can.
Game shot in the first leg.
Pilgrim
Darryl
breaks
Pilgrim.
and takes the advantage in this semi-final. Robert Owen missing 3 darts to hold his throw, and Pilgrim
Second leg,
punishing.
Darryl throwing first. Game on. $177.
What a start. Having just broken 3 big trebles. To pile on the pressure.
97.
Pilgrim was beaten 4-1 by Mike Gillett in Group 1, but beat Jim McEwan 4-1 and is hoping for a repeat meet with McEwan in the final.
$137.
He's well placed to get it. Decent stuff here from Darryl Pilgrim. Okay, he had to rely on Robert's misses in
40.
the opening leg, but
Darryl
he's
Uruguay, 90.
doing all his own hard work here. 177, 97, 137. $65 remaining. May look at the 25 segment here.
50.
That's exactly what he does.
60. Darryl, you require 40.
Well, he's got all the time in the world, it seems.
Game shot on the second leg.
But he
Darryl
wastes no
Pilgrim.
time in doubling his lead in this match. He does so on double top. And Robert Owen is in a spot of bother here. Pilgrim halfway up the
Robert
hill,
to throw first.
halfway to the final. Owen with work to do.
$100. $140. $140. $57. $140.
Much better from Robert Owen, down to a checkout after 9 darts.
56. Robert, you require 121.
We know that he can go on these streaks, Robert Owen.
97.
Pilgrim, though, knows he's still very well placed. Even if he loses this leg, he'll have the darts in the next one to keep that break advantage and to move within one of victory.
134. Robert, you require 24.
Puzzled look.
21. Darryl,
And
you
he can't
require
put the pieces together.
114.
It'll be in pieces. If Pilgrim pins this check out. Double top.
Game
Oh,
shot on the
stack
third
attack.
leg. Darryl Pilgrim.
He's going to be toppled here. Well, no need to apologise, Darryl. That was an excellent finish. Ruthlessness on the dartboard from Darryl Pilgrim,
Fourth leg Darryl to throw first.
who was
Game on.
whitewashed by Robert Owen when they met in the semi-finals on week 3.
93.
And Pilgrim here is one leg away from returning that result. But doing it at Champions Week.
180.
Owen getting going. But it may well be too late.
134. $45. $140.
Well, there was a knowing nod from Robert Owen in the background there. He feels that the clock may be ticking on his chances of being crowned a Live League champion.
140. Darryl, you require 134.
2 points in it, but Pilgrim throwing.
$56.
And Robert
Robert,
Owen
you
will
require
feel that he must
136.
take this out. He can't take this out, and he may be taken out in turn.
96. Darryl, you require 78.
Double 12.
Game shot.
And
and the
Pilgrim
match.
puts
Darryl
himself
Pilgrim.
in the final. Robert Owen raises his hands as if to say, what on earth could I do against that? Having whitewashed this opponent in the semi-finals on week 3, he's been whitewashed by Darryl Pilgrim, and Owen will will play in the third place playoff. A good performance from Pilgrim. He was good value for that win. 97 average, 4 out of 9 on the doubles, and a 114 checkout that really put the game in his grasp. So it's Owen against Payne in the third place playoff. That's coming up in 10 minutes time, and then the final where either Darryl Pilgrim or Jim McEwan will be crowned the first Live League champion of 2022. Welcome back. Just 2 matches left to play for Phase 1 of the Online Darts Live League in 2022. It is Champions Week and it is time for the 3rd place playoff. Josh Payne taking on Robert Owen in a match after both of them lost their semi-finals. The winner of it will be £500 better off than the loser of it, so something on the line for the pair to play for. A race to 4 legs as always. And then it will be time for the grand final of Phase 1 at the Live League. Well, Owen and Payne would have been 2 players at the start of Champions Week that really felt they could have been in that final. Payne was dominant on his week that he won in getting to Champions Week, and he made a great start in Group A earlier this week, but his performance levels have dropped. Maybe just adjusting to playing day in, day out. It's not a normal experience for darts players. Usually events are held over the course of a weekend.
First leg, Josh to throw first. Game on.
But Robert Owen is more than experienced at the Live League format. Just to give you an indication of the difference between the pairs' experience in this event. This is
81.
Only the 36th match that Josh Payne has played in the Live League. It is the 241st match that Robert Owen has participated in. That because Payne, up until the start of this year, was a PDC professional, a tour card
41.
holder. So the pair will battle it out in this 3rd place playoff.
42.
The winner taking home a nice prize of £2,000. The loser of this match, 4th place, getting £1,500. And then we have the grand final of Phase 1, Jim McEwan against Darryl Pilgrim.
99.
Darryl Pilgrim looking to win on debut at the Live League. Like Josh Payne, playing for the first time, but it's Owen who's making advances in the first leg of the 3rd place playoff.
140. Robert Uruguay 99.
The 180 leaving 99. Double 16.
83. Joshua requires 60.
Looking left. That's way too far left, way
20.
too low.
Robert requires 16.
And he's left double 16, but Owen has 3 darts at 16 and only needs 1. And breaks in leg 1. Robert Owen off the mark in this 3rd place playoff. Josh Payne once again just suffering at the end of a leg.
Second leg, Robert to throw first. Game on.
Only had 2 darts at double.
41.
In his semi-final defeat against Jim McEwan, hit 1 of them, but before that, across the evening, Josh Payne had missed 28 darts at double. He's now missed 30 over the course of the night. McEwan in the final against Darryl Pilgrim. That is coming up after this.
140.
Both of those players guaranteed £3,000 for their trouble. The winner will double it.
91.
It's looking like Owen is the aggressor in this match. A second maximum for him.
140. Robert Yukar, 140.
sure we'll see both players again in the next
60.
phase. Josh Payne has been an excellent addition to the live league. Certainly a man who can use it as a catalyst to regain his
43.
professional status
Robert, you
next
require
year.
80.
He was deadly and dominant in the week that he won.
Game
Oh,
shot on the
superbly
second leg.
stacked.
Robert Owen.
Superbly attacked by Owen, who took out the 80. Beautiful finish. It's a perfect kind of finish
Third
for
leg,
Robert
Josh
Owen,
to
isn't
throw
it?
First. Game on.
And it sees him double his lead. How he wishes he'd played like this in the semi-final, where
100.
he wasn't at the races against Darryl Pilgrim.
$100. $100. $58.
I have to say, personally, I was expecting to see Owen reach the final and meet
97.
McEwan. So full credit to Pilgrim, who pulled him apart, a 4-0 win in that semi-final.
$140.
We haven't seen a single match go the full distance this evening.
$140. $97. Joshua requires 64.
So to get a leg on the board, another for double 16. And not for the
46.
first time tonight. He's pulled it into the double 7.
106.
But he will come back because that dart means that Owen cannot go out.
66. Joshua require 18. No score. Robert, you require 40.
Looking for the 3 with the dart that went in the 17 there,
Being
Josh
shot on the
Payne.
third leg. Robert Owen.
And it's allowed Robert Owen to open up a 3-leg gap in this match. He's now 1 away from the win that would secure him an extra £500 and
Fourth
a
leg, Robert, to
third
throw
place
first. Game
finish.
on. 100. $140. $43. $60.
Payne won their meeting in Group 2 earlier this evening, a 4-2 success
60.
over Owen. Did miss 9 darts at double in that match, but still averaged 93.4. Hit 4 180s
140.
in that game. A match that included 7 in total.
$162.
What a shot that is from Robert Owen.
Joshua Crown 161. $41. Robert Yukar 136. 92. Just require 120.
Payne has the chance. It may be a last chance, and that's a difficult dart to get past. Could look at 2 bullseyes, but he's determined here, Josh Payne. Not enough gas on
60.
that.
Robert, you require 44.
And that could be that. Double 16.
Game shot on the
And
match.
Robert Owen
Robert Owen
takes 3rd place on Champions Week at the Live League. Payne finishes 4th. An extra £500 in the pocket of Robert Owen. A 4-0 whitewash win over Josh Payne, who missed 3 darts at double. That's all he had. Owen also missed 3, but managed to hit 4. And that, of course, was the difference. A 4-0 win for Owen, who will be pretty pleased with his week's work, his work so far in the Live League in 2021. I'm sure we will see the pair of them again. 2022, I beg your pardon. Yeah, I'm sure we'll see the pair of them again, but we'll see Jim McEwan and Darryl Pilgrim play it out in the grand final of the first phase of Live League action this year. That's coming up shortly. 5 weeks, 48 players have participated in Phase 1 of the Live League in 2022, but just 2 are left standing and are about to do battle in the grand final. It is Scotland's Jim McEwan taking on a debutant this year, Darryl Pilgrim, for the right to call themselves the first Live League champion of 2022. Darryl Pilgrim is looking to do it on his debut. Jim McEwan, well, he was a big beast of the Live League last year, but never managed to win the title. Will it be him who trousers the £6,000 first prize? Pilgrim and McEwan met, of course, in the group stage, and it was Darryl who did the business. A 4-1 win for the beard to be feared against Jim McEwan, the tartan tungsten terrier.
Game off.
Was a favourite to take the title before this evening got underway, but it hasn't been plain sailing by any stretch of the imagination. Looked like it might be when he produced a stunning
100
opening display, defeating Mike Gillett 4-1 with an average of 107.14, the third best he's managed this week, the third best he's managed ever.
58.
The other 2 PBs both came against Lisa Ashton, the 4-time Women's World Champion, who could have been here at finals night, but for Darryl Pilgrim, who advanced at Ashton's expense
100
by virtue of leg difference. Colin Osborne knows all about that. He missed out on leg difference in Group A and then on legs 1 in Group B.
96.
And in Group 1 this evening, Mike Gillett lost out to these 2 when they couldn't be split on points, on leg difference, or on legs 1. And they had to go down to the averages
81.
for the evening. The pair then won their semi-finals. McEwan beating Josh Payne 4-1 before Pilgrim whitewashed Robert Owen.
43.
They will now battle it out in what is effectively a £3,000 race to 4 legs. The winner taking 6, the runner-up goes home with 3.
135.
Jim McEwan makes a solid start. Down to a 2-darter after a dozen darts thrown.
60. Jim McEwan 85.
Double top.
45.
Oh, nothing that Darryl Pilgrim can do here other than hit and hope.
43.
Or no hope for Pilgrim in this leg.
No score.
Although McEwan hasn't quite got the job done. Very rare you see that from Jim McEwan. 4 darts missed at tops.
105. Jim McEwan 40. Game shot on the first leg.
Doesn't miss any more.
Jim McEwan.
Doesn't give Pilgrim a chance. McEwan moves ahead. He holds his throw and holds his nerve after missing those 4 darts at his favourite double. He strikes and takes the lead in the final.
to throw first. Game on.
The pair of them have got almost identical records in this phase coming into this final.
46.
Both have played 27 matches at the Live League this year. Both have won 18 of those games.
58.
Check out
59.
the strong suit for the pair of them as well. Coming into this evening, they'd hit 25 ton plus finishes between them. Jim McEwan added a 142 in the very first match of the night.
46.
In fact, this week, both of them have had the highest checkout in 11 of the 13 games that they've played. Strange symmetry in that department.
100. $140.
McEwan does tend to hit a little bigger in the scoring section, and that could be the difference here.
140.
Darryl, who made his debut at the Live League this year, third place in
60. Jimmy O'Connor,
in week 3. Looking to become a champion for the first attempt.
32. Darryl require 150.
Well, spoken about the pair's penchant for big finishers, and Pilgrim may need one. He's not going to get one.
95. Jimmy requires 71.
Thinking about the route here, Jim McEwan, I assume it will be treble 13. And now 18. And now tops. Had trouble in leg 1. But no bother in leg 2. As Jim McEwan breaks the throw in what could be an important leg, the most important leg.
Jim to throw first. Game on.
Because now McEwan is throwing for the 3-0 lead and to give Darryl Pilgrim a mountain to scale here. McEwan has been here in Live League land
58.
for the last couple of weeks. Booked his place as the third place playoff winner this time last week.
134. $58. $180.
Just gestured there, didn't he? Pilgrim, where's that been? The first of the final. It's well timed.
$140. $99. $140. That'll you require 88.
Well, to break back. In style as well.
Game shot on the third leg.
11 dart leg
Pilgrim.
to cancel out the break of throw. And look how he snatched those darts out of the board there, Darryl Pilgrim. Boy, does he mean business.
Fourth leg Darryl to throw first. Game on.
got himself fired up, hasn't he?
55.
McEwan. Not a man you see with any kind of emotion very often.
180.
That's about as much as McEwan will mutter.
$96.
That one got away. There is a £500 bonus for a 9-dart finish on Champions Week. We haven't
83.
had one. We've never had one at a Champions Week. 6 in total at the Live League. If one isn't hit in the next 3 legs,
140.
then it will roll over to Champions Week in Phase 2, and it will be a £1,000 bonus, and so on and so forth until somebody scoops the jackpot.
100.
Reminder that there is no Live League action next week. We will return for the start of Phase 2 on the 15th of March.
98. Junior car 138.
One of this pair will enter the next phase as the defending champion. Well, Pilgrim's done well here to give himself a shot after McEwan opened the leg with a maximum.
86. W require 112.
Needs the treble, gets the treble, double 16.
80. Jim require 52.
McEwan was watching on anxiously, but now it's in his hands again. And he goes to trusty tops.
32. W require 32.
It's all a bit different, isn't it, in a final? In big moments, in big legs. A real nail biter this. And Pilgrim has levelled at 2 apiece. And again, he snatches his darts out. He's trying to fire himself up. McEwan still has the advantage of throwing first in this final.
Like
Darryl Pilgrim has battled back. Having lost the first 2 legs, it's all square.
77. $140.
20 years between them. 34 is the Pilgrim age. Jim McEwan enjoying his darting
100.
heyday in his mid-50s. Won the British Classic last year, won 2 Challenge Tour titles as well. Hit a 9-darter on the Players' Championship
92. Circuit
in the PDC against the 5-time world champion Raymond van Barneveld. Went to the UK Open finals. In 2022 could be the year of Chucky. 2 legs away from being the first Live League champion. He's going to head to the Lakeside as well for the WDF World Championship next month.
$137.
Pilgrim here, he's putting him under pressure. It's an excellent recovery from the Live League debutant in this phase. The Flying Eagle.
144. W car 132.
That's a great setup shot though from McEwan. Bull double 16. It's a great guide for the bull if he can find the treble 19, which he has.
107.
McEwan was shaking his head. He thought that was going,
Jamiroquai 40.
but it didn't fly in. Tops to stay on top.
Game shot on the 5th leg.
And now Jim McEwan is one leg away. He fends off the fight back. He stops the rot. And he will throw for the match.
6th leg Darryl to throw first. Game on.
Or he could win it here against a throw.
60.
This leg a bit of a bonus for Jim McEwan. We'd love to make Pilgrim pay for a trebleless turn.
$140.
Some story to see Darryl Pilgrim in this live league final, playing some great stuff over the last few days. The man from Surrey, who is a Challenge Tour regular but has never made it past the last 16.
$85.
Certainly showing a standard here that looks
98.
at a better level than last 16 runs at the Challenge Tour. As for Jim McEwan, well, he's shown last year and this that he could be a real danger in any event. Certainly one to watch at the Lakeside, and I tell you what, if he manages to qualify for a World Seniors event, then watch out.
$119.
It looks like, for the first time all night, we're going all the way. This Champions Week has been littered
97.
with thrilling finales,
89.
with close encounters, with grandstand finishes.
$57.
But McEwan can
96.
get the job done here. Pilgrim fell to pieces, put it right in the end, but only will blame himself if McEwan goes out. And now he misfires. Treble 17. Double top.
56.
It's over the top. It's a
32.
mismatched dart, a missed championship dart for McEwan. He's in the background there, biting his nails, not looking.
Shot on the
And Pilgrim punishes.
Pilgrim.
And it all comes down to one leg. That will decide who is crowned the first live league champion of the year. £3,000 on this leg.
The final leg is Jim to throw first.
Along with the right to call themselves the live league champion. Phase 1, 2022.
93.
It has been a gripping game, this grand final. We haven't seen the
77.
astronomical average that we've witnessed from McEwan earlier this evening. We haven't seen the ton-topping checkouts that we've come to expect from both of them. But you can sense the tungsten tension, the darting duress.
58.
You can almost feel what it means to the pair of them. Every single treble
140.
is like a golden nugget.
100.
That one was huge. Pilgrim well placed, but McEwan still slightly ahead. Shaking his head, he's not
80.
happy with how it's going here, Jim McEwan. Remember, he led this final 2-0. Before Pilgrim hit back, he led it 3-2. He missed a match start to win it 4-2.
$96.
First to a finish. There's certainly nerves on show here. McEwan bites his nails behind the oche. You can see Pilgrim shaking.
100.
Moving around as McEwan.
154.
He's throwing his darts. And it's perfectly poised, isn't it? 154 and throwing. And 104 and waiting. And when he comes back, he will have the chance, Darryl Pilgrim, to take it out for the win.
114.
Well, Jim
That'll
McEwan
require 104.
hitting tops to leave tops. Imagine that kind of ploy at this time of the match. But there's a dart at tops for Pilgrim.
64.
And he misses a match start
That'll
as well.
require 40.
They've both missed one. But it's Jim's turn now. And McEwan
and the match.
is the
The winner
master
of the Online Darts Live League.
at the Live
Jim
League.
McEwan.
He follows in the footsteps of fellow Ayrshire ace Robert Thornton and becomes the second Scottish winner of the Live League. It is joy for Jim McEwan, who averages 92 in a thrilling final, a gripping game where both players had the chance to take the title. Jim gets the win and secures the cheque for £6,000 and is the first Online Darts Live League champion of 2022. It's been a wonderful first phase, and we're going to be back in a couple of weeks for phase 2, where Jim McEwan will be the defending champion. A thought for Darryl Pilgrim, who missed a match start to take the title on debut himself. Josh Payne and Robert Owen, who played in the third place playoff. Third place finish for Owen, second for Pilgrim. But this evening, it's joy for Jim McEwan.